Attention!
Welcome to the Film Mages Podcast, where the popcorn is our ammunition, the couch is our foxhole, and the cinema is our place of worship.
Now let me see your war face. Ah!
Well. If
Good
it isn't
morrow,
the
good morning.
Film Major fan page.
Top of the morning to ya. It's the Film
wow.
Majors. We're coming right at you.
Yeah.
It's a man from Australia. It's me. It's Zach.
Wow.
Is that Australia? That sounds more
No,
Scottish.
it's Australian.
Is that
It's
Australian? Is it?
Yeah.
I thought that was Irish.
Yeah, I thought
was it?
Irish.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
it
we
was
call
giving
it.
it was giving like a
Callback.
top of the morning to you kind of vibe right there.
Yeah. That's what we call a callback. Go back and listen to some earlier
You
episodes
dick.
of the show.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, wow, right out of the gate.
Yep.
Wow.
You know
it's
what?
war.
That's
Yep.
fine because I was complimented on my Scottish accent in the show, so y'all can eat shit.
Wait, can we hear it?
Can we
No.
hear it?
Can we hear it?
No.
Please?
No, because
Yeah, we did
because,
lose our
because in
privileges. We
fact,
lost our privileges.
you guys are my biggest what's the opposite of fans?
Admirers.
Haters? Nemesi?
Yeah, y'all are my biggest haters.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Zach.
I'm Mick.
I'm Alexis.
That's Alexis, and we're the Film Majors.
That's correct.
Oh, boy.
Thank God.
Well, Alexis,
Yeah.
What's going on?
fuck. I was trying
Way
to,
too long,
I
man.
was trying to think of something.
All right.
Trying to think of a knuckleball
You had
to throw
all
you.
that
but-
time on the throne
Yeah.
and you couldn't think of something.
Yeah, I was taking a shit
You
before
were
this.
playing a Game of Thrones.
Alexis hopped on the call while I was
Putting down some
you
heavy
know,
artillery.
I was unmooring myself. I was laying down my burdens.
You put down anchor.
Yeah. I set port.
You set port.
yeah.
Hard to starboard.
Is it
I be
laying
swabbing my
pipe
poop
or what?
Huh?
Laying cable, I believe, is the term.
Okay.
This is an awful way to start the podcast, and I apologize to everyone listening right now. I really do. From the bottom of Zach's
my
bowels. Yes, we apologize. So what is going on, my lovely cohort hosts? Horton, here's a who.
Hort.
So have
Hort.
either of you seen
Hort.
any films? What's going on with your lives? How are things? You okay? You're back feeling good? Either of you? Pick it up.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I feel like I'm becoming my age because there are some mornings where like I don't know if this was from just doing too many things or from working out incorrectly, but like many days I have woken up with a little twinge in my lower back and I've started like really being conscious of stretching. And is this what aging feels like? Because it might be.
Couldn't tell you.
I think
Yeah,
so.
thanks.
You're
Thanks, yeah, my young
You're-
and sprightly friend. The way you fucking shit, though, you're gonna throw your goddamn back out
Again,
before
That's
my
what
age.
keeps me
We
young.
have to-
That's what keeps me young.
We've
I get all the
gotta-
toxins out.
we've gotta
I
pivot.
get all the poison
We
out
have
of
to
my
pivot.
ass
We
every
have to
morning.
pivot from the
Listen,
defecating.
everybody, if you don't take
Oh
a
my
good
God. I'm
morning
taking my
shit,
headphones off.
then, I feel sorry for you because you're missing out on
I'm
a great
declining
experience
this
in
call.
life. You live here. You can. Well, other than absolutely shitting my guts out a couple minutes ago.
We don't want to know that.
Yeah, you do know it.
Mick, we were
hold
talking
on.
about
Wait.
it quite a lot before we even got on this call.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're
I feel
cursed
like
with
we're
knowledge.
deeply
I-
interested in it, and you're just pretending you're
No.
not.
No. Well, yes, but that's
I'm
just
not
for,
that
that's for the
interested in it.
benefits
This
of
is
the
just-
fan.
this is
Well,
just
hold on.
part of my life.
Before we pivot, though, Alexis just talked about how she believes she's finally, getting closer to the grave. Okay, can I also say I have felt that in another sense because Alexis, you're more in tune with the youths of today. You
Yeah.
have a nephew. You have younger family members,
Yeah.
and it's recently come to my attention. This is something I find quite disturbing. The younger generation is beginning to refer to like the 1980s, 1990s as the late 1900s.
Yes.
You've heard this?
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, why wouldn't, if you're young, why wouldn't you rag on people by saying like, oh yeah, were you born in the 1900s? Like, doesn't that make you sound decrepit, like a crypt keeper?
It makes me feel decrepit.
That's
objecting to effective strategy.
I'm objecting to
fair
it.
play.
I'm from the 90s. I'm not from the late 1900s. It's awful.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's no
the
good.
history books beg to differ.
Fuck. This sucks.
This is an awful thing to do.
This
I was
sucks
really,
for me.
I was, because I was really hoping Alexis would like help me out with like, yeah, no, like we're not getting old, we're being young. Instead, she's like, yeah,
Alexis.
that's the history.
I like, you know, I don't love it directed directly at me in the moment, but I do have to give them like a hats off because like, who doesn't love to give a different generation shit? You know, I'm just like, you know, I mean, like, I have sisters that are like 11 and 15 years older than me. You know, when I was younger, I probably gave them some sort of shit about something. Maybe that's actually not really like me. So maybe they're just shitty. Maybe these new kids are just extra shitty. But you know,
Probably.
I respect
Probably.
it. I respect it.
But you know what? Speaking of the younger generation giving the older generation shit, I watched The Holdovers.
Me too.
Oh, lovely.
I saw The Holdovers in theaters.
Don't
which
spoil
is
anything. I'm seeing it tomorrow night.
It's the new Alexander Payne film starring Paul Giamatti. Hold for
Hold
gooning.
for goon.
Hold for goon. Hold for goonfish.
Hold.
And I really enjoyed it. I think it's the first movie they've done together since Sideways, which I like quite a bit. That's a very
I've never seen that.
It's a very funny movie.
I saw it way too young.
Yeah, I feel like that's not a young person's film. I saw that a couple of years ago.
No, that came out in like 2004, I want to say, and my mom saw it in theaters, and I think she bought it, and I definitely saw it within like a couple years after that, which means I was like under the age of 13.
Yeah, I think my parents owned it, and I never watched it. But yeah, despite Alexander Payne's claims that this is not a Christmas movie, he's like, I don't want people to think of this as a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie, and
Did he also
it's
do
a
The
great
Descendants?
Christmas movie. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, I really liked that movie, which
Is
I
a
saw that in
great
theaters.
Matthew Lillard. That's a great Matthew Lillard performance.
Yeah.
I
it
haven't
is.
seen The Descendants. His other movie that I've seen is Election, which is also very good.
I've seen
Did he
parts
do
of that.
Nebraska?
Yes, he did Nebraska. Let's name more Alexander Payne movies.
That's a real pain.
Yeah, okay. He did Downsizing. There we go. There's another one.
Wow.
People get small. But yeah, I enjoy a very warm film about very prickly people. Paul Giamatti is in top form playing someone who
He's top prickles.
yeah he is
Mr. Prickles.
incredibly unpleasant to spend time with. And yeah, I thought the kid who plays the main pupil
Tully.
who is left behind over the holidays, Paul Hunnam, what's his name? Damn it, Dominic Sessa. He is a very good find, and Davine Joy Randolph is pretty spectacular as the cook for this boarding school. So yeah, overall, really enjoyed it.
You saw it too, right?
I did. Yeah, I really loved her. We'll like table this until you also see it, and maybe we can get a little bit more in depth on it like next week.
Next episode we'll talk.
Yeah, but I've never had a hat box break my heart so quickly, and there was like this moment that she was just reacting to something, and it was almost like I could see a memory, or I could feel a memory like playing on her face as she like kind of went through these emotions. And it was only like a few seconds, but it was like deeply fucking moving. And like, just what talent to be able to do that in just like a few seconds on screen. Yeah, so I'm really excited for you to see it.
Well, I'm sold. I already was sold, but yeah, I can't wait. I love a good Paul Giamatti session.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the movies.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't know if we're all going in order here, but I have seen some new things.
No, interesting, baby boy.
I saw Saltburn,
Woo, me too.
directed by Emerald Fennell. And I think similarly, you're probably planning on watching it still, so I'm not going to go too into it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see it this weekend.
Emerald Fennell did Promising Young Woman, right? Singular? Woman? Or is it women?
Promising Young Woman.
I really liked that movie. I had a great time with that, and now Saltburn has come out, and I think it's better than that. And I think she's probably one of the new fucking directorial talents to watch going forward. I think it's the next time I see a trailer from Emerald Fennell, I'm going to just be, I'm going to watch that. It's kind of, now she's gotten that automatic ticket purchase from me now kind of thing. Saltburn was fantastic. It was so beautiful. Barry Keoghan, as I've said, continues to be the king of playing sinister little freaks, and he's just so good at it. Jacob Elordi is also gorgeous.
Corner. I've got a correction
his
corner.
last name?
Apparently it's Barry Keoghan.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's how he says it.
That's even easier. I like that.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan.
Because Keoghan's, it sounds like someone's mispronouncing Keegan.
Yeah, I think the technical correct Irish pronunciation of it is Keoghan.
Oh, Keoghan. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, to Barry Keoghan, isn't it?
Yeah, but he says it Barry Keoghan, and I think people have said it Barry Keoghan.
Oh, Barry Keoghan. Very good. Yeah, I've seen it. Saltburn. Very good movie.
All right, yeah. If you want to do that, you can.
Not really.
Okay.
It was fun. I took it around the block.
All right. Took it for a spin.
But yeah, Saltburn, you have to watch it. It's easily in my top 10 for the year currently. Alexis?
Yeah. Absolutely. I've been playing the song that was at the end of the movie on repeat, and every time I put it on, I am immediately having so much fun. And I can't wait for you to see it, Zach, because I really have something to say, but I feel like it's gonna take away the joy of the ending if I say the thing that I want to say right now. So I'm not gonna say it.
Well, we can table it for next episode because by next episode I will have seen it.
I have been really enjoying all the videos I've been getting on TikTok that have been interviews with Emerald Fennell because, she's just one of the girls. She was quoted as saying, because the people have been saying the bathtub scene is kind of giving the Call Me By Your Name peach scene, And she was saying, well, yeah, I mean, I would have just eaten the peach. And I was like, ugh.
Wow. She is just one of the common folk.
She truly is.
As we all agree.
I don't know.
But then on the other...
I think I'm keeping that peach away from my mouth personally.
Okay. Well, anyways, I don't need to...
That is so heteronormative of you. Get with it.
I don't need to
What are you,
split
from the
hairs over that.
1900s?
Yeah.
But the other thing I've been really enjoying is the literature kind of talk that's been happening around the movie. All the different gothic horror novels or gothic romance novels that were kind of cited as inspiration or literally drew kind of some scenes out from it. It's been really fun to hear that and how many things that she just kind of picked and choose from each of these. And even Jacob Elordi, I think he said he read Brideshead Revisited in preparation of doing this movie and stuff. So it's been really fun to hear some out of pocket things, but then also to hear this kind of literary side to it as well. So I'm really enjoying it. It's just the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah, I told Alexis Emerald Fennell clearly is such a horn dog. After her comment on the peach, and after just watching Saltburn, I was it makes perfect sense that she was cast by Greta Gerwig to play Midge, the one Barbie with such a strong cum fetish she actually got pregnant.
What?
Because
oh, that's Emerald Fennell.
Yeah.
That's
also,
Emerald Fennell.
don't say cum fetish.
It's true because I know Emerald Fennell will be really, Greta?
This is such a gross episode. This episode is so
Greta,
gross already.
Oh, it's less. Is it less gross
I'm...
than the Fursona furry episode?
No, I'm gonna say it's more gross.
I seriously think Emerald was like, really, Greta, you're having me play Midge? And like Greta like does that knowing look to Emerald like, come on. And then she was like,
Come
yeah, okay,
on.
I'll play it. Yeah, you're right. You know me.
Where's
the pregnant belly?
Did you see what that actual doll looks like in the credits?
Yeah, I just Googled it.
Yeah, it's so fucked up. The fact that she has a belly that comes off and you can see a baby inside. Ugh.
I
That's
would've eaten the
crazy.
What do you mean by that?
What?
I would have eaten the peach.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just pivoting back to my favorite conversation.
That was a bad pivot.
Have you seen Call Me by Your Name yet?
Yes, of course.
So you wouldn't eat the peach.
I don't think so, no. It's full of jizz.
Okay, spoiler alert. Jesus. I was trying to not... maybe people haven't seen Call Me by Your Name yet, and they didn't know what the peach was about.
You know what? It's been like, 6 years?
Has it?
I think so. I think Call Me by Your Name was a 2017 release.
That's crazy.
So,
You know what's been really funny though is reading all of the reviews on like Letterboxd about people being like, like it's so like she's trying so hard to shock people. You know, she's trying so hard to like be vulgar.
Seemed
and
pretty
I'm like, what
effortless.
exactly? Like, there's some things that I'm like, yeah, I guess it could be shocking, but I don't find it that shocking. Some of these scenes, I'm just like, interesting. Very interesting.
There was one scene where
Down, boy.
There was one scene in the theater where everyone was just grimacing and whinging at what was happening on screen, and I was straight up giggling like a schoolgirl. So I knew, I'm like, God, I am
I'm
as
at
freaky as
right
I
movie.
thought. Yeah. But no, that's Saltburn. We'll cover more of it next week, unless Alexis, you have anything else.
One last thing was that Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan were having an interview, and they were like, "So what do you want people to like, you know, feel or say when they come out of the movie?" And they were like, "You know, actually, I don't think we want them to really say anything. You know, like, you know, I kind of want it to, you know, I hope it's like you come out of the movie and then you're just like." You came with somebody maybe, and then you're just silent for 30 minutes, and you're just kind of like, fuck. You know? Like, they don't want it to be able to, like, be something that, like, you know, you can put your finger on. And I was like, I enjoy that. I really enjoy that.
Nice. Cool. I watched... wait, anyone else have anything?
Oh, yeah, I watched First Blood.
Oh, okay.
Rambo, First Blood.
Rambo.
Very good movie. Like, nice kind of no frills action movie. It basically boils down to like one manhunt that starts about 15 minutes into the movie and just continues until the end credits.
This is the one where he has no lines of dialogue, right?
No, he has some dialogue.
Does he? Okay. Because I know the famous story that Sylvester says that, you know, they watched like the first rough cut. And it was like so unwatchable that him and his management like vomited in the alleyway outside the screening room. And he was like, get rid of like most of this. Slash and burn.
Yeah, that seems right because he does barely speak in the movie. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Brian Dennehy is great as the sheriff, and
nice.
You know, some solid Oregon that's not Oregon representation
cool.
because it's set in Oregon, but it's shot in British Columbia.
Oh, interesting. Speaking of a young Sylvester Stallone, I finally watched Death Race 2000, which I did not know that he's in that.
What?
Yeah, he's like the bad guy. He plays Machine Gun Joe something, and he's very funny in it. He's quite bad, but he's funny. But yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, that is a very young Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. But it was really campy, really cheesy. But I loved like the dystopian world that they created. Yeah, it was great. What's his name? David Carradine? Is it David?
Yes, David Carradine.
David Carradine plays Frankenstein. Because I've only watched Death Race starring Jason Statham from like the 2000s.
Of course you have.
Awful.
Of course you have.
That's an awful movie. But yeah, 2000s, pretty fun. I also watched. I'm very fortunate to have caught Anatomy of a Fall in theaters.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And Zach, you said that. Huh?
I said boo. It was already out of theaters by the time I was trying to go see it.
Oh,
I was so sad.
Bummer.
Zach, you said that this was probably like your favorite new release to come out since Nope.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of ironic because also like Nope, I think Anatomy of a Fall is kind of overrated. I'm not lying.
Well, there's no accounting for taste.
I'm just, it's just here. But here's the thing. Here, honestly, my issue with Anatomy of a Fall is way too long.
No, absolutely not.
Could definitely be trimmed down.
Disagree.
And the acting is superb. I mean, it is absolutely superb, but that's kind of all the movie has going for it because the crime itself is, I found unremarkable. And I think the courtroom proceedings also weren't that great.
Well, I hugely disagree with that.
It's honestly, the way I feel about Anatomy of a Fall is how I feel about The Killer, David Fincher's, where it's like, this is a movie that's very well done, very well acted, technically brilliant, but the story is kind of average. It's an average story done very well.
Well, I hugely disagree with that. I find the story incredibly compelling.
Really?
I love kind of the...
But didn't you know what happened like most way through the movie?
Honestly, no. I thought that I did, but I think when you bring up performance...
Yeah.
The way that Sandra Huller plays her role had me legitimately questioning what happened. I assumed that I knew going in.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, my belief pivoted pretty much right up until the end.
Really?
And it all comes down to that performance.
See, that's interesting because about halfway through, I was just, I'm not going to say what happens, but I was like, this is what happened. I can't possibly see this going any other way. And then the movie ends and it just confirms what I thought. And I was just kind of waiting for the
Interesting, because I don't think the movie gives you an answer. I don't think it gives you a definitive answer.
At all.
No.
I
really don't think that it does.
Huh. I think it's pretty definitive, and I agree with
I think there are
its
several moments towards the end of the movie that still have you questioning. And they're little character beats.
I guess I wasn't questioning it.
Yeah, I think
like,
that this is a mystery that largely plays on your like allegiances to a character and how you relate to them emotionally, and I think that's really fucking smart. Like, I would encourage you to rewatch it and just watch how Sandra Huller is playing scenes towards the end of the movie.
It was fantastic. Her performance was really, really good. I just didn't find it that compelling.
Yeah,
I didn't find the story that engaging enough for me to really be. I don't know. I found it unremarkable. I've seen this before. I've seen these murder accident mysteries before.
I don't think I've ever seen a like courtroom murder mystery that plays its mystery element on such like a emotional chord. Like, it's, in my opinion, sussing out what happened in Anatomy of a Fall is much less about like, okay, we definitively know these facts of the case, because a lot of things we fundamentally don't know when you actually look at the story.
But
we only really know based on how our characters are reacting to things.
Yeah, I guess the thing about it, because also I know Alexis hasn't seen it, so don't want to go too into it, but I found the court proceeding to be just basically an allegory for their dissolving relationship, getting to the truth of how people actually felt about one another and kind of the dissolution of that marriage and that union is, I think, represented in the court, which I think is cool, but I don't know. It's not a bad movie. It just, I was expecting more, I guess. You know, and I went in, like, kind of lowering my expectations a little bit, because I was like, okay, I know Zack said he's fantastic, so don't go in expecting a masterpiece. If it is one, then it will clearly present itself as one. But, yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
Didn't knock my socks off. But, Alexis, I would definitely recommend, and our listeners, to still check it out. It is still a very, very well-done film. So it's worth your time. It just didn't, zhuzh me up a lot.
Man, gave me so much zhuzh. Want to see it again before the end of the year.
Anyone else see anything new?
I didn't see anything new, but I did see a few movies that were replays of Christmas movies.
What you been
And
watching?
moving on from the
Stop. Damn it.
Fuck off. Come on.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
I am called the resident, like, fucking Scrooge of the podcast, and I'm the one who probably likes the most children's Christmas movies. Like,
You
I don't
probably
get that.
do. I've low key been fucking feeling like a Scrooge. I've not been in the Christmas spirit.
I'm more into the Christmas spirit this year, actually.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to find it. Where are you, Christmas?
Okay, so
no.
speaking of which, on Saturday I went with my mom, and this is actually a funny story. I went with my mom and my
thank God.
sister to go see the Polar Express. And
Oh.
and
me and my
honestly,
family-
Fucking jump
Me
scare.
and my family going to Omaha Beach, all right?
and I'll be honest, it looked, because I saw it in theaters when it came out, and it looked so good seeing it on this like enormous screen. Like, you know, obviously there's some snafus with a few different things, but we won't get into that this week.
Some snafus?
What the fuck do you mean?
You know,
okay,
I'm not gonna go into details, okay? But I just wanted to relay a story, okay? I wanted to relay a story. We can touch on this again. Table it. Let the fury brew. Let the disdain brew. Okay, so when we were like walking into the
We're
theater,
so
my mom
healthy
was
on this
already like
podcast.
sitting down, right? But me and my sister were like walking in, and there was like a family in like onesies, like kind of at the beginning, like where you were like going into the theater, and they were like, "Do you want a ticket?" And we were like, me and Natalie both were like, no, thank you. Because we were thinking like, why would we want a ticket? What are you trying to sell me? Then we went back for concessions and came back again, and these people were still there, and they're like, "Do you want a ticket?" And we were like, no. And then we realized at the end, because my mom was like, "Oh, did you get a ticket?" And we were like, what's the fucking ticket for? And she was like, "It's a ticket to the Polar Express. I got two." And we were like, "Oh, shit." I guess we don't get to go on the Polar Express. Another little fun story for you guys. You know, I can't live with people that talk in the theater.
Yeah, fair.
I want to murder them. I want
They
to
should face
end
your wrath.
them.
Yep. Straight to the guillotine.
My mother is one of those people. So
Ooh. My comment hasn't aged well.
Sorry, Dolores. Face the wall.
immediately
Oh, wow.
curdled. Yeah, so she was saying something at the beginning of the movie, and I was just like, shh, you know, like, shut up, lady, you know? And then she said something else, and then I was like, you better stop talking. And then she started tossing popcorn at me because she's like, Alexis.
Your mom is throwing popcorn at you?
Yes, she was tossing popcorn at me because I told her to shut her fucking trap, right?
Oh my, that's another
Ugh.
breed right there.
Yeah, no, actually,
Of
Mick, your
moviegoer.
comment has aged incredibly well. I'm sorry, Alexis, your mom.
And you know what
gonna
I
have
did?
to go to the
She
stocks
started
at
throwing
midday.
popcorn at me, and Natalie's literally sitting in the middle of us, and I just like
Oh.
flipped her off. Right as this like family's children's movie was about to, like, you
my
could hear the
God.
music coming in, and it's just me just like so angry flipping her off, and she
This
just
is-
tosses another popcorn at me.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
a really special
Damn.
relationship. They forgot my birthday.
Oh,
My whole family. They're all on my shit list. They're on the naughty list this year. I have checked it twice. They're not getting shit. I'm just kidding. They are still getting presents.
You know, everyone should have listened to this podcast and heeded my advice to wish Alexis a happy birthday, because
Indeed.
we did sign off with that. So,
true.
You know,
We did our part.
Yeah, don't be on her fucking shit list.
Yeah.
She'll kill you.
Her list. First of all, I have seen a couple other movies. We'll get to that, but I do want to say, Alexis, again, your hot takes. You're like, you're in the theater like, oh, this looks really good on the big screen is up there with, I really like the Jack Frost rendition in the beginning of Jack Frost.
This is a fucking insane month.
Yeah,
Mick and I were kind of having an existential crisis about Cursed Christmas last night.
We'll get into it. When we talk about today's episode, we will get into the torture that I've been enduring.
I guess I can just mention this. You know what? I did see another movie, but I'll mention it at the end of our big topic.
Okay. Copy that. So really quickly, I just want to talk. I finally watched Dream Scenario starring Nicolas Cage.
Oh, great movie.
Really good. Way sadder than I thought.
Yeah.
That is a sad movie.
Yeah.
It's funny, but that made me have the sad leaving the theater. Poor bastard. Not to spoil anything, but I thought he deserved a better ending than that. I do have to say the sexual apartment scene was probably the hardest I've had to not laugh really loudly. I'm having to contain it because I'm trying to not laugh for a solid 5 minutes.
Oh, I was losing my mind.
So good.
It's so fucking funny.
So funny. But what a terrific performance from Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
It's really solid. So if you like Nicolas Cage and you like a good time at the movies, go check out Dream Scenario before it leaves. It's worth your time. And then lastly, I saw a fantastic double feature at the New Beverly, The Thing and The Blob.
Oh,
and
I'm so jealous.
It was so cool because those were shown on the original prints that were made when those movies released. And watching The Thing in a big crowd, I've never seen it on the big screen before, was such a good time. We're all watching with bated breath, and it's very stressful. Actually, it's very stressful. In fact, something that had never occurred to me before, I don't know why, is during the blood test when he's testing people, and we've established because of Palmer that this test works.
Yeah.
He then tests Knowles, and then smash cut to Knowles holding the flamethrower.
Yeah.
And the crowd burst out laughing. And I've never found that funny before. And then they test Childs. He's clear. Smash cut to both of them on either side of him holding flamethrowers. And the crowd goes bursting into laughter even more. And every time I've seen that scene, I'm so tense that I don't see the humor in it. But seeing it with the crowd, those cuts are actually kind of necessary moments of relieving anxiety because you have these characters. First of all, they're the black characters, so it's a relief that, they're not doing that old trope. The black guys are in it to win it. And it's just, before you know it, they're both there holding these weapons, and you have Kurt Russell in the middle, and you're like, hey, yeah, fuck yeah. I don't know. I've never experienced it that way before.
That's like a little letting some air out of the balloon moment.
Yes.
I have a question.
Answer.
When did that become a trope? When did that actually become a trope of them always being the ones killed off? First? Yeah.
That's a good question. Probably since
Night of the Living Dead. Although he doesn't get killed off first.
No, he's the last.
Who gets killed off first?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm sure there's an essay begging to be written.
I'm sure there's an essay that's been written. Yeah. I just need to find it.
I bet there's one begging to be edited.
Oh, wait. We should ask Kristen.
Huh?
We should ask Kristen.
Oh, our aspiring final girl?
Oh, yeah. Kristen. Yeah, we could ask her.
That feels like knowledge that Kristen has.
Who's out at the door? No, it's Quentin Tarantino. No, it's not her.
Hey, guys. I just thought that I would just get into it really quick. I know that I've been gone for a little while. Now, Merry Christmas, everybody. Now, listen, when Santa's coming down your chimney, what you're going to see is his big old toes just coming right on down. They're going to be covered in soot. They're going to be a little grimy, but you know what? You're going to love it. You're going to need to just grab those things and just shove them right in your fucking mouth.
Do you think they're going to taste
like
candy canes?
What were we talking about? They might.
Well, Tarantino, we were actually talking about one of your favorite movies of The Thing.
The Thing, great film. Not too many feet, but...
Yes, that's true. But the other movie was The Blob, which I have seen bits of. Well, I tried watching it with you, Zach, but we were pretty inebriated, so I don't remember most of it.
We were a little saucy. I love The Blob. Great film.
It was basically like watching The Blob for the first time. This is the 1988 version, and as much as I love The Thing, and it is a masterpiece, I actually think I enjoyed watching The Blob more because of just how campy, how ridiculous. It's fun, and the special effects are incredible.
Yeah, no, they're beautiful.
They are so well done. And the movie genuinely terrifying, too. Like, when the cook is putting his hand down the drain, I was, like, fucking protecting my eyes. I was like, yeah, totally effective. Great time. Yeah, check it out. New movie, 1988's
You
The Blob.
should have already checked it out if you were following along with the horror movie list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nerds. But that's it for me for what's going on, unless anyone else has anything else they'd like to share with the crowd.
Alexis,
No,
anything to share with
great.
the class?
I think we should hop out of what's going on.
She just looked at the time. We're running out.
Oh my God.
Look out, look
All right, and,
Let me some of those chicken nuggets.
well, you know what I'm seeing here? I'm seeing some candy canes that appear to be splattered with blood.
Hunka, burning love.
Oh my God.
It's the snowman.
The snowman is around the corner. It's a cursed Christmas!
Ladies and gentlemen, and however you choose to identify, I am in purgatory.
Yeah.
And it's my own fault.
So,
It's my own fault because Cursed Christmas has been doing...
yeah,
It's
Mick
been
and I had a
wrecking me.
little chat on the couch last night about how this seemed like a good idea of like a month to do before we go on
Yeah.
our first break.
It seemed funny, like when it was
We were
like in the distance.
We'll
Like,
wrap up 66
Yeah.
weeks of the podcast
That's
with a
months
cursed
from
Christmas.
now.
That's a good bit.
yeah. And now that I'm actually here and I'm dying. First Jack Frost, now today's movie. It's
Honestly, today's movie felt like a little breath of fresh air. Spoil.
I've been
spoil
having a great
Please.
time.
it has been stale. This is green mist of air that's coming out of this newest movie, and it's awful. But that's not what we're talking about yet.
I don't know. I bask in your discomfort.
I know you do, and this is why I honestly suggested this movie was because I know that you guys, for some reason, see this turd as being a polished one.
Good movie.
But
Yeah.
it's fine. We'll get to
Yeah,
that. But
I'm
first,
kinda
we
like-
have a main topic.
As far as
we
like
have a main
Christmas
topic.
goes, I guess I'm kind of like a Dementor for Mick, personally.
You are a Dementor. You are a Dementor. You suck the life out of
Just
the whole
Christoph
season.
Waltz, Inspector. It's me, James, the author of all your pain.
Yeah, exactly. But we have a big topic today, a really big topic, which is...
What are some of the most transformative makeup jobs in cinema? Mm-hmm. I thought that was a good big topic.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's nice.
It's good.
I like it. I like it. I think it's good. So, one that I would like to bring up right out of the gate is Marlon Brando in The Godfather.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
I didn't realize this until... This is a makeup job so good that I didn't realize that wasn't what the actor looked like at that age until
Yeah.
I was, like, much older than when I first saw it. Because, yeah, like... You know, Don Corleone looks like an old kind of weathered man, and all of that is makeup work. Like, Marlon Brando still, looked like a slightly older version of, his handsome
He was
movie
only
star self.
in his 40s during that movie. and
Yeah,
he
no,
looked fine.
wasn't that old. And,
Which informed the cinematography as well. That's why they had to make it so dark.
yeah.
Was partly because of the makeup didn't look good in full light.
Yeah, so he had some dental prosthetic that kind of like impacted his cheek a little bit. He had false teeth in, I want to say. Just a whole bunch of stuff that you never really notice because it looks great on screen. It looks like that's just how the guy looks. So that's one that I wanted to get out of the gate right away.
Nice. And I think we should clarify transformative makeup is not like a creature makeup in the sense of it's like a puppet. So like I'm not going to rattle off, Rob Bottin's work in The Thing or any stuff in The Blob because those are creatures.
Yeah, those are full puppets.
But you're not putting an actor into makeup and transforming them. So that's what we mean by transformative makeup. One of my favorites that I think some people forget about sometimes is Gary Oldman in Hannibal.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Gary Oldman in Dracula.
That's also a good one. But I think his transformation in Hannibal, that's the sequel, I believe,
Yeah.
is not a fantastic film, but his makeup where he looks like a burn victim, but actually he's the victim of having been just so heavily scarred by Hannibal. It's almost like an animal attack, that his eye is recessed and he can barely speak, and his lips are just kind of just cast over. It's because so much flesh from from parts of his body has have to been grafted onto his face, and so you can barely even tell that he's human. But that's legit Gary Oldman under makeup. And they always say that you can always add makeup, but you cannot take away from an actor. So I always find the most impressive makeup jobs where it really looks like the structure of an actor's face or body looked like it had to change in order for them to be that character. And that, I think, is a good example where it just looks like part of his jaw's gone.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they did that. But yeah, that's one of my picks. Alexis, do you have any?
Can I choose Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire?
Oh, yeah. That's a great one.
Help is on the way.
Both of your Doubtfires suck.
Well, I don't see Euphigenia around here. Oh, there she is.
Oh, talk about every
Hello,
time.
Euphigenia.
Everyone, we're here to talk about my lovely makeup job. Oh, dear, and now they sleep with the fishes. Now, darling Alexis here. We're gonna have to talk about my lovely lift job. I got some Botox when I was over in the old country, and it is lovely, lovely, lovely. I don't have those crow's feet anymore, you know what I'm saying?
Let me just say, that's entirely disappointing, Euphigenia. It's entirely disappointing. Quentin's still here. I've been hanging out.
I'm not trying to do an actual impression. I'm just quoting the movie.
Well, I mean, there isn't an impression being done. Euphigenia's just here.
that was the
she-
ghost of
her and
Robin
Quentin-
Williams.
Her and Quentin have wandered off to some room in our apartment to do unspeakable
dear.
things.
Oh, you go easy, a little less teeth, darling.
Listen, I'm just trying to do what I gotta do.
I just love the
So, Alexis.
montage. I love the montage of like the trying the different faces.
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah.
his on-screen brother. And like the moment he goes to like Barbra Streisand, he's,
Yes.
don't tell me how to live, just sit and butter. Yeah, I don't know. And then you finally get to Mrs. Doubtfire, but like I think kind of all the faces that come before it, like the one where he's like, you kind of look like Bubby or whatever, like Mother or something. And he's like, should we go older? And I don't know, that whole exchange is just like really funny. And then obviously Robin Williams is just a fucking gem. Powdering his face, putting fucking, smashing his face into whipped cream so that the fucking CPS person doesn't see that it's a man.
Yeah. No, I, as a child, I was always like, how did they, that's a lady. That's a lady. I don't get it.
Dude looks like a lady.
Yeah, they play the song. They do play the song.
Looks like a lady.
One other makeup job from a recent film that I'd like to bring up.
Uh-oh.
Colin Farrell
Yeah.
in The Batman. Because
So good.
if you were not online when like production stills and the first trailer were coming out for that movie, everyone was like, that's not Colin Farrell. That's not Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
There's no way that is Colin Farrell.
And it wasn't.
That is a different
It was
man.
Colin Firth.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh no.
But yeah, I think that was a film that I feel got pretty snubbed for the makeup Oscar last year.
Yes.
Because they did.
That movie got snubbed in almost every capacity you can think of.
Yeah, I mean, like it was at least nominated for makeup. But yeah, I just think that like they did such incredible work with that and truly transformed him.
Out of all of the fat suits last year, that was the best. That was the best. There were so many to choose from, though. But no, I completely agree. I need to give a shout out, not to any particular movie, but just basically any Guillermo del Toro movie with Doug Jones.
Yeah.
At all. He plays the Sapien.
Yeah, Abe Sapien.
Abe Sapien in the Hellboy movies. He plays the fish creature in The Shape of Water, and he plays the hand eye,
the Pale Man,
in Labyrinth, and that's just all of those are incredibly transformative makeup effects. So good. You have to give a shout out to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Any others?
Alexis, you got anything else that jumps out to you?
I would if the coffee hadn't jumped out on my hands.
Alexis, there's been some spillage.
There's been
Been massive
on
spillage.
my bed. I'm sad.
Sad.
But this isn't the spill majors. This is the film majors.
It sure is.
So Alexis,
Christian Bale in Vice. You guys
Yeah,
ever see that?
that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That was really
That's a
good.
good
I saw him and I was like, damn, I normally think Christian Bale's a fine hunk of man, but definitely not as Dick Cheney.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's makeup working with the actor because he gained a fair amount of weight for that movie as well.
Yeah. As he does. That man be like flip-flopping through weight for like half his roles.
Yeah.
Well,
why are we talking about
why are we discussing
Great makeup
transformative makeup
jobs
effects
that make an actor look as if they were someone or something else?
Honestly, that's a good question. I don't know. I am in the dark.
I can inform you.
Inform me.
We are discussing
Fill me with your knowledge.
Ron Howard's 2000 film, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, starring Jim Carrey, Jeffrey Tambor, and Christine Baranski. All right, and
God damn it, I love Christine Baranski.
We'll fucking get into it. Here is the synopsis. In this live-action adaptation of the beloved children's tale by Dr. Seuss, the reclusive Green Grinch, Jim Carrey, decides to ruin Christmas for the cheery citizens of Whoville. Reluctantly joined by his hapless dog Max, the Grinch comes down from his mountaintop home and sneaks into town to swipe everything holiday-related from the Whos. However, the bitter Grump finds a hitch in his plans when he encounters the endearing Cindy Lou Who, Taylor Momsen.
There, I have to say, Google, I disagree. It should say the reclusive Green Grinch decides to ruin Christmas for Mick, who is well-adjusted and has good taste. Because that's what this movie does.
I disagree with the first, and I disagree with the second even more.
I know. After what you said about Anatomy of a Fall, how could Zack even agree with you?
You don't get it.
No, well, first of all, Alex, you haven't even seen Anatomy of the Fall, so don't start stirring shit over there.
Ragging on Mick for saying that he
just
liked it.
am a pot stirrer. That's all that I am.
You are a potster.
Coming after Mick for just saying that he enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's, I know, for real. This is a grave injustice. And I'm glad it's on the record.
How dare you just like a movie that I love? Fuck you.
It's awful.
And you know what? While we're at it, The Grinch, pretty good.
No, it's not.
Pretty good.
So 5-star movie for me, baby.
Alexis, it so isn't. It so isn't. Here's the thing: you both are so full of shit. You both are. No, you are.
Great.
Because you guys are trolls. Because I know you guys. I don't know about Alexis because she's fucking weird. But Zach, I will tell you that I know you like it. Ironically,
no, I like this movie.
It's bad.
I think it's good.
Here it is,
good.
folks. The time has finally come. For the tolls ring and the
check comes due, buddy.
The pendulum has swung so far in the other direction that I am now experiencing your guys' Elvis. Because I genuinely,
It's another makeup transformation.
To my core, cannot see how anyone could appreciate this film as good storytelling.
It's funny.
That's so funny. I literally went to go see it in theaters on Sunday,
awful.
which was why I was hoping that we wouldn't do this on the weekend, because I was like, oh, they're showing it in theaters on Sunday. I really want to go see it on the big screen because I've never seen it on the big screen. I was too young to see it in theaters when I was a kid.
Thought it looked really good on the big screen, right?
Probably did.
No. Well, because I really love the movie, but I mean, like, they didn't really. I think for the Polar Express, they may have actually like spruced up a little bit of the animation, or maybe it's just that the screen was just like higher definition, so the animation looked clearer than I'm used to it looking on like a DVD, because I've seen it on DVD many times. But with the Grinch, you know, it still looks the same, but I mean, like, you get to see it on a big screen, so that was fucking exciting for me. I love Jim Carrey. Like, he was, after this movie came out, he was like my favorite actor other than like Jack Black for like, and you know, like Leonardo DiCaprio, because Leo was like a babe, you know, like that was it, you know?
Why? He's good in this movie.
Okay, here's the thing. Jim Carrey, he's good at being his wacky, neurotic self in this. Yes, he's good at it. But the whole movie meets him at that wacky, neurotic, obnoxious level. The whole movie. Yeah.
Whoville.
Yeah, you know, I know it's Whoville. I read the short story. Have you seen the original cartoon?
Their shut for
Alexis,
heck of a rush.
Alexis, it's a question. Have you seen the original cartoon?
No.
Yes.
You haven't, have you?
Yes.
They're not irritating. They are not these corporate automatons
Well,
of fucking consumption.
You've got to make a feature film. You've got to inject some conflict.
Oh my God.
God,
Like,
I could not.
there's like-
I find the Who people spiteful. I find them gross. I find them just so shallow. I am rooting for their downfall.
Okay,
and
now
I'm
this
disappointed when it doesn't come.
Though? This movie's so good because it actually does address the problem that I think we all have with Christmas, in that it has become so commercial that we have like lost sight of what it really means, right? That is the heart of the movie, right? Okay? And when you have the cartoon, you don't really get that story. You know, that's why they have to be so cartoonish in this, because it really has to play up the fact that like people are so bamboozled, or what is it? They're flibber flobbers. I don't know. Some of the words they make up are so fun.
Oh my God. I feel like this is an episode with Dolores. I'm on an episode with Dolores.
That is not true.
Was so fun.
Why would you
Does
say that?
she love this movie?
Why would you say that?
Alexis is still super mad about the talking in
Why
the movie.
would you say that?
she's
And rightfully so.
Wait, she's not allowed to come to movies with me sometimes because she talks at the beginning.
Yeah, that's fair. And throws candy and popcorn and shit.
Yeah,
But-
can't be doing that.
Well, that's how I feel about the movie. Take it away. Just do it.
I mean, I'll jump in on this.
Yeah,
you know, I don't necessarily disagree that the Who's are, insufferable and consumerist freaks. But I would call that a feature, not a bug. I like that aspect of the movie. As a man who is often cranky about Christmas, I relate to the Grinch.
Yeah,
I think that he's a good guy.
So why? So the movie has a bad ending.
Yeah, I tend to agree. The ending I don't like.
It has a bad ending. He gives them back their gifts.
Yeah,
after they
but
literally.
I do like that they learned something.
After they just learned, like they're here, they changed the original story. They're upset that they didn't get anything in the book. They originally come out. They're like, they're singing their fucking song and it's all sweet and lovely.
I'm not a Dr. Seuss purist like you.
Well,
I'm sorry I'm not so dedicated to the works of a man who cheated on his wife when she was dying of cancer.
Wait, did he do that?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. You
Damn.
didn't know about that?
No, I didn't.
Throw him in the trash.
Classic Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, that's one of those classic Dr. Seuss.
Next
I wonder
time
if he
I
was
cheat
rhyming
on
while
my
he did it.
dying wife, that's what I'm going to say. Classic Dr. Seuss.
Classic Dr. Seuss. Wow. Sorry, what? You were saying why you like this piece of shit?
Well, I reject your framing, but
Of course you do.
I enjoy all of the commentary on American consumerism. I enjoy its take on what Christmas means in our society, and I enjoy a lot of the Grinch's bits. Now, to be fair, I will say this is a movie that suffered for me when watching it in like a critical way.
You mean sober?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that means.
To be fair, I have not watched this movie sober since I was probably 20, 19, something like that.
Okay. Can't relate, but sure.
That's one point to my side.
But I will say that, like, I feel like most of the bits Carrie is doing work for me. I enjoy, I've been much too tolerant of these juvenile delinquents and their innocent victimless pranks. That's funny. Good bit. His bit in the mail room where he's fucking with everybody's mail. Blackmail, jury duty. I like that.
Notice.
It's funny. It
As
made
an
me
adult,
laugh.
those jokes get funnier.
Yeah, the bit where he hands the children the like handsaw and says, "Here, kids, run really fast with this." Yeah, I love his whole like domestic terrorism sweep of the town of Whoville.
Guys, the fucking little tiny car, and then it crashes, and then he's like, "It's gonna blow!" And it's like the tiniest little Who car, but it is the most huge explosion. I don't know why that shit was so funny.
Yeah, that made me chuckle.
They really dangle those keys in front of you, don't they?
The get the stick, there's no stick bit when he's pretending to throw a stick for his dog.
Yeah.
That is a bit that I definitely lifted from this movie and have done with every single dog that my dad has had since this film.
Nice.
I'm smarter.
Wow. Yeah.
Funny. Made me chuckle.
Makes you feel superior, don't it?
Yep.
Who's the one on all fours?
Not me.
Dude, when he's like on Mount Crumpet and he's just going through the phone book and just being like, Advakian Echecanasia who? I hate you! Dude, honestly, relatable. I wish that that's just how, like, it's a form of therapy, right? Like, I wish that I was that,
screaming,
that healthy. You know,
screaming who you hate. I agree.
You wish you were that healthy?
Yeah, I wish I was as healthy as the Grinch. Yep, nope, I'm on board with you.
Wow.
I also really enjoy.
I want to go on the record. I'm worried. I'm concerned.
The scene at the whobalation had a lot of laughs for me. The whole bit where he is getting incredibly sick in the chair of cheer made me chuckle.
That's disgusting.
It made me laugh.
It's disgusting.
No, they just
That's
hold
like
his
on the
nose.
level. That's like on the level of Matilda, of gross food gags, which is also just completely sinful.
Also the bit where he's in like the burlap sack
and he
race.
fucking knocks the other kids out of the way.
Yeah, and then after he wins, he goes, "No child can beat the Grinch."
This whole
I beat you.
This whole portion of the movie shouldn't have been there.
Wow, I disagree.
All of it. As soon as Baby Grinch shows up, don't even get me fucking started on Baby Grinch.
Baby Grinch rubbed me the wrong way this time around. Alexis, I can't follow you down this road. Baby Grinch rubbed me the wrong way this
Baby
time.
Grinch is disgusting. He's disgusting. He's terrifying. And you know what? I was a little worried. I was like, okay, yeah, this movie is really obnoxious, really annoying. Every goddamn angle is a Dutch angle. Everything. But is it cursed? I think it's a little cursed. The Who's are definitely cursed. The Grinch, some of his faces are cursed. I was like, I don't know if it's that cursed. Then Baby Grinch showed up, and I was like, oh, yes. Here's the curse. Here is the evil.
I thought he was kind of cute.
I don't like it. It's not a good time.
Did you say he's cute?
He's kind of cute. You know, in like the Antichrist kind of way. I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. Also,
cute in that Antichrist kind of way.
Fuck Santa.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That's another great quote from Alexis. Cute in an Antichrist sort of way, and fascism has never looked so sexy.
Well, hey, excuse me, with fascism has never looked so scrumptious.
Oh, right.
I remember.
Right.
Excuse me. Big difference.
Follow her on Letterboxd, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, but I will say, I will concede, though, all joking aside,
that this movie is good. Good, thank you.
The adult humor, typically in kids' films, don't usually work, but in this one, they mostly work. The winks to the adults in the audience, I thought, were pretty good. Like the Who Jubilee or whatever, where you see a party and then the camera pans down and all the Who's are putting their keys into a fishbowl.
Oh yeah, no, I love that.
The swinger party.
Yeah,
the Who's are swinging. Okay, that's funny because that's like so above the kids' heads. It's a safe joke. They're not going to get that, but it's funny. There are the adult humor does work, but then the mayor's wife or girlfriend or whatever, Martha Mayhew, when the Grinch flies into her breasts, I was like, sure, why not?
I love how much she wants to fuck the Grinch.
That is a horny
she's
move.
like so fucking horny. She's like, did I have the crush on the Grinch? Of course not. That's not.
I didn't ask you that.
I didn't ask you that. Yeah, that shit's so funny. I don't know why. I love
she's
this movie.
great. She is great at acting like she's in heat the whole time.
I love Christine
when
Baranski. I think she's super
down the
funny.
presents at the end, and she's like, ah.
Isn't she the one from Birdcage?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
She's the biological
Yes,
mother
she's
of
in the
of
Birdcage.
Al.
She's also in Chicago.
in Chicago. She's in Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's just a
I've always
talent.
really enjoyed her as a screen presence, and I think she's
she's
very
great.
funny in this
She
movie.
is- she is
Also,
funny in this.
Yeah, I think this movie has a good cast. Molly Shannon, I think, is
Oh,
doing
yeah.
good work as Cindy Lou Who's mom. She made me laugh a few times.
She could have gotten more.
She could have gotten more, but you know what? I liked what we got from her.
I like
Also,
the dad.
the kid who plays Cindy Lou Who, I thought was pretty
Taylor
good,
Momsen.
and I was kind of surprised at that.
She's
Or if
actually
you ask our roommate, that's Miley Cyrus.
she oh my god, she actually was in Gossip Girl as well, and then she also has this band called The Pretty Reckless that I think started coming out with songs in like 2010 2011. I want to say
She's in this band called Jack Frost. She plays a harmonica.
Oh my god! Fuck.
You should see her now.
and I guess just like the kid from fucking Star Wars who played the young Anakin, she was bullied quite heavily for being in this movie, and I'm like, I guess I could see it, but I don't know. I really loved.
I don't see
really
it actually.
Well, no, I can see it because I know how shitty kids are.
Well, yeah, well,
That's
of course,
what I mean.
but
Is like, oh yeah, like they see you doing well and they want to drag you down.
okay, I should be careful because what I'm about to say is basically like the kid who played young Anakin deserved to be bullied
He
for that
didn't
role.
deserve to be bullied.
He did not.
That's
But-
fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And that's
This
coming
is a
from
better-
me, Mick. Okay.
This is a better
said he
performance
didn't
than
deserve-
that. This
Yeah, no,
is a better
I
performance
agree.
than that.
I think it doesn't make sense that she would be bullied for this.
It
she's
does
adorable.
make sense.
She's literally the heart of the movie. She's the one who's like actually got her eye on maybe what Christmas should be, and maybe not even what Christmas should be about, but that something's wrong with what's going on here. And I really just love that because it is the purity of children that kind of give that to us. And I love the song that she sings, the Where Are You Christmas. I used to play this on VHS like over and over again, and I would rewind it just so that I could sing along to the song again.
How you doing there, Mick?
Okay,
You have to remember that when this came out on VHS, I was like 7 years old. Okay?
Yeah.
So this was
I
like
was-
prime time for me to be like,
Yeah.
I love this. She's a little girl my age.
Okay, that's fair.
I loved this movie as a kid, and I still quite
But
enjoy it.
here's what's odd is this is a classic type film where if you did not see this as a kid, then you're probably not going to like it as an adult. I did see this as a kid. I watched this when it was like the movie to see,
The
and
amount
I
of
didn't
times
like it.
that
I didn't
you
like it then, and I
gotten
don't
the
like it now.
heebie-jeebies from something that's just totally normal. You're just a frightened little boy.
What is normal? What is normal about
you
this?
have said in your own words that you were scared of like everything as a kid, so I can't trust you on this.
No, I'm not saying that it was because I was scared. I'm just saying I didn't enjoy it. Like as a kid, I
Because you were
remember.
frightened of the Grinch.
I think it was just the neuroticism. Everything's just so wacky,
Yeah.
and I don't dig that.
Were
But
you
even
like
now,
wearing like?
I don't dig it.
Did you look like the nerd emoji as a child? Were
No.
you wearing a little vest and
I
glasses
did.
and
No,
you
I
had buck
did.
teeth?
I did have the braces though.
Yeah, there
did
it
have
is.
the braces.
Yeah, there did you fucking dork.
Little dork.
I would have fucking given you a swirly because I was cool.
Yikes! Let's see a picture of you at that young age.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I have a take here that I'm curious to see what you two think. Okay. We were talking about little Cindy
Cindy Lou Who.
Cindy Lou Who
You say it
Voodoo
right, you don't fucking say it.
doing a little musical number. There's also a musical number. It's very brief, but the Grinch kind of breaks out into song a bit
Yeah.
in his lair. You know, and Jim Carrey's pretty good at it, right?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, he kind of, more or less makes this movie, sure. Here is my counter offer that I think actually would have improved this film.
Okay.
Alexis' original topic idea for this episode, for your listeners who may be curious, was roles that you can't ever see another actor possibly doing. And I think that who would have been even better than Jim Carrey would have been Tim Curry as the Grinch. having him do that, I thought about it in that moment where during the musical number, I'm like, this should have been Tim Curry.
That is
because it's 1999 when they made it. He would have been of the age. He would have been so good at the whole evil theatrical, but he wouldn't have necessarily been so fucking high wired and obnoxious the way Jim Carrey is. I think this movie would be improved had it been How the Grinch Stole Christmas starring Tim Curry, directed by Ron Howard.
You know, here's the thing though, is that I do see where you're coming from, and I think that is a valid suggestion, but you have to remember, and I think maybe you've forgotten because I've been growing up with a bunch of kids growing up beside me for my whole life. So I've had to watch children's content over the past like 2 decades, and I'm still like having to see like children's content from like my younger nephews. And of course, I find that shit super obnoxious, you know? It's not funny to me. I don't get why it's funny, you know? I've lost touch with that generation a little bit. But
right.
I think what you forget is that like what is really funny to children is what is obnoxious and overdone. Like the Fairly Odd Parents is, if you watch it now, it's kind of obnoxious and it's a little overdone. And I think to myself, why did I find this so funny as a kid? Maybe, you know what, Mick? Maybe you were a special kid. Maybe you had better taste than us from a young age. Maybe you were just, already refining your shit.
Yeah, but Alexis,
I loved it. I loved how obnoxious
you have to
it
admit,
was.
though, like, as a kid, and if you watch, I don't know if you did see this growing up, but, like, if you watch Blazing Saddles as a kid, right, you found it funny.
I don't know if I would have found
Saddles as a
I don't know
kid.
if I would have found.
No, I didn't watch Blazing Saddles until I was an adult.
Okay, see, I grew up watching that, and see, I think you can still have, like, that level of really good humor, and kids will find it funny. So the whole thing about, like, and I know, Alexis, you're not saying this, I'm not trying to put words into your mouth here, but there is that kind of general thought of, if it is to be funny and entertaining for kids, it has to be bright lights, super flashy, super loud, bells and whistles, blah, 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 blah.
I'm not saying
those
that
really annoying
either.
toys. No, I know. As I just said, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but it kind of alludes to that, where a movie doesn't necessarily have to be so hyper neurotic for it to be for kids. Like, it doesn't have to be cranked up to 110% all the time. And that's kind of my issue with this movie. And it was when I was a kid. It's relentless. It doesn't have, it's relentless in so many degrees.
That's the whole fun for me, because it's this whole...
Yeah, this is exactly how I feel about Elvis.
It doesn't take place in a reality that any of us understand, They're on a fucking snowflake. I read Dr. Seuss all the time as a kid, and they're not really on a snowflake. They're supposed to be on like a little, what are those called? Whatever it is in their world, like a little, where you like blow and you make a wish.
A snowflake?
You're all fired.
Did you wait, Zach? Did you blow on your snowflake? Otherwise, your wishes are gonna come true.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, I don't really have anything to say other than I like the movie the way that it is, and I really enjoy how overdone it is. But I also am. I know that we agreed on Elvis and how excessive that was, but in general, I am an excessive person myself.
Yeah, I will concede that it is strange that I'm on this side of the argument, because part of why I love Elvis is because of how crazy it is. But this doesn't do it for me.
Don't take offense to this, but
Too late.
I don't. I don't know that you're the same level of silly, goofy, obnoxious that me and Zack can be.
Oh, I don't take offense to that at all.
I know what you're talking about. Alexis, I take offense to this. I'm a fucking serious guy. I don't fucking understand what the hell you're talking about.
Zach is a grounded man.
Yeah, let me blow on my snowflake.
Why is that so funny? I don't know why that's so funny.
You just killed all the Who's.
Yeah.
Bye.
You were Oppenheimer of the Who's.
God. Jesus. But I think maybe part of why this movie works for me and Elvis doesn't is that, like, maybe I have an easier time suspending my disbelief because this movie exists in something that is not remotely recognizable to reality.
It's so fantastical.
Like, I kind of feel the same way about Speed Racer, which is a movie that's cranked to 1,000. But it's like, our main character's legal name is Speed Racer. Right. So, like, I'm bought in. Do what you will. And Elvis, I feel like because it's existing in our reality, that might be part of just like my block of enjoyment for that movie. And I think that might just kind of generally be a thing with me and Baz Luhrmann, because the movie of his, we're talking about Baz Luhrmann again. Oh my god, I will never get out of this.
We did it.
But I think the movie of his that I enjoy the most, I don't love, but I enjoy the most,
Australia.
Is, fuck you. Fuck off. Now I'm mad. Is Moulin Rouge, and it's because
Great
that
film.
movie really doesn't feel like it remotely exists on our Earth.
Right, yeah,
and
yeah,
it's not like...
It's like a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's incorporating some real historical figures, but it is not purporting to be history.
It's very hyper realistic because of the way that it designs the beginning of the movie. Even though it's taking place in a real place, you don't really feel like it's a real place because of the way that they set up. I don't know, like the way that they come in with the camera and like set up like, oh, this was the town of Marmont or whatever it was, you know, it doesn't quite look real.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that when you couch your, like, kind of insane go-for-broke gonzo movie that, like, you know, is operating at 110% at all times, it's easier for me to buy in when your world feels synchronous with that. And I feel like it does in this movie. Like, this energy does not feel out of place for me, and this style of filmmaking does not feel out of place with a Dr. Seuss story.
I don't disagree with that. Like, again, if you are gonna like go 110%, yeah, Doctor Seuss is a fine source material for that type of style, but I just don't like it.
I love the town. I love the way that the set is designed. I love their costume design.
The set design, the production design is immaculate. Like, credit where credit is due. And also, we're talking about makeup. Rick Baker does an amazing job with the Grinch.
This is a Rick Baker movie.
This is a Rick Baker film.
Okay, can I share a little, since we're talking about the makeup in this movie, can I share a little Grinch makeup fact?
Oh my god,
which we may all know.
Crazy.
But, yeah, so this makeup, which involved, like, pounds and pounds of fucking yak hair, was so uncomfortable for Jim Carrey to wear that they brought in a, like, former CIA trainer who trained agents to withstand torture methods to train Jim Carrey how to wear this makeup. And apparently one of the things that you need to do is just, like, distract yourself in any way you can. So, like, bite your lip, pace around, you know, pinch yourself, or smoke a cigarette. So apparently throughout the entire shoot of this movie, Jim Carrey in full Grinch makeup was just, like, sitting around set when he wasn't on camera, just fucking ripping cigs.
Where are my set photos?
Can you imagine how he smelled?
Yeah, that's all.
Can you fathom
I can.
the odor of the Grinch?
I would believe
that's going method.
I would believe that his teeth were actually white at the beginning of the movie, but they're so stained from the cigarette smoking. That's not actual makeup.
Yeah, they didn't do prosthetics.
That's just Jim Carrey's teeth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, one other bit that I find funny in this movie. So I was kind of clocking, like, okay, which bits were funny to me as a child that don't hold up now, and which bits are solid bits for me. Mm-hmm. Many of the bits that he's doing to try to scare Cindy Lou Who off when she comes to invite him to the whobalation, I did not find funny.
No,
that was the scene where I was most like, okay, Carrie's doing too much. This is just obnoxious. I'm not enjoying it. But then there's a point where he is off camera, where she's looking at him and you can't see his face, and he's kind of leaning in and out of frame, and he's just kind of quietly going, danger, danger, danger. And that really got me. Because it was just like, you could feel the air pretty much let out of the balloon, and all he's left with is quietly whispering danger. And that was funny. That hit. That fucking hit.
I don't know why, but when he's doing the test run for like the airbags or something, and he just slams himself into a wall, and the song is he's the vile one. You know, like the song even slows down, and then he just like lifts his own head up. He's like, airbags are a little slow. But that's what these tests are for. I don't know why, but that made me laugh as a kid, and that still gets me to this day. Don't know why.
This whole movie is low-hanging fruit.
Santa, what's Christmas really about? Vengeance. Good bit. Good bit. I don't know. I think there's just a Grinch that lives inside me, and I think that this movie speaks to him.
I mean,
Max
it is
is so
crazy. I
cute.
identify with the Grinch so much in this movie. I mean, I also can't stand these Who people.
Yeah, but Mick, can you stand Christmas in real life?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see?
The moment
I have a difficult time with it.
the moment that like his what you would call it, his heart grows 3 sizes that day, and then he's like, "Oh, Max, I love you," and then the dog comes over and starts like licking him, and they're hugging, and so he's like, all right, that's enough. You know, it's too much in one day. One of the most relatable moments of the movie, because like all the time I'll be like, Mitchie, I love you, and then, you know, as soon as she starts looking for, okay, that's enough, thank you. Really great. That's played well.
That is the exact thing I said out loud. Okay. That's enough. Too much in one day. Was when he lifts Max and has the mayor kiss him on the butthole.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
dog's eyes get big. I'm sorry. That's too much. Too much too soon. The Grinch, even when they put him in the chair, he goes, "This is too much. This is too soon." And I'm like, "I'm right there with you, buddy."
Mick,
I feel assaulted.
It seems like this movie is innovating comedy in ways that you weren't ready for.
Is this innovation or is this degradation?
It seems like you weren't ready.
It's degradation.
It seems like you
I
weren't
want a
ready to
horsey
see
so I can
Jeffrey
ride it
Tambor.
twice. Get bored and then sell it to make glue. I love that
Yep.
line so much.
Okay, last person I want to talk about in this movie is someone who does not appear physically in the film.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
What?
I think Anthony Hopkins.
narrator.
Yeah, he's the narrator.
Oh.
And I think that he's like doing kind of great work
No, he is.
for a job where he could have easily came and phoned it in.
Or a job he could have easily said no.
But you know what? He didn't. He gave it 110%, and I think the
did.
movie's better for it.
I agree.
Did you
There
know
we
that
go.
Anthony Hopkins is autistic?
I didn't know that.
He is very artistic, yeah.
All right.
All right, whatever.
Rejected.
Oh
no,
my
is he
God.
autistic? Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, obviously this isn't in the DSM anymore, but, like, he was classified as having, like, Asperger's, I believe. But technically that's actually not in the, like, you can't even get that diagnosis anymore. You're just on the spectrum. So he's on the
It's just
spectrum.
not even Asperger's now.
It's just,
that was a bad person.
you're just autistic. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Clarice. Little Larry with his little lambs.
Okay, stop that. Okay, what else? Oh, yeah.
There goes
so-
the Grinch down in Whoville.
Okay. The line, "be careful near the sorting machine," got a laugh because the sorting machine looks like a saw trap.
Yeah.
It's insane. There are no safety rails near it.
You're taking note of the OSHA standards at this fucking packaging plant?
Yeah.
Nerd.
OSHA certified.
I will say that the stamping machine that stamps
Yeah, it's
packages as fragile crushes every gift. That's good. That's a good visual gag.
That's a good bit. This movie's got good bits.
I love that Martha May is the only one who has a fancy last name. Everybody's name is Who, but her last name is Whovier. Like she's the fanciest Who in
She's
town.
French. Whovier.
Yeah, Martha May Whovier.
Whovier. Yep. I like it, and I think it's good.
Yeah, I love the whole like her and the mother of Cindy Lou are just having like major beef, but it's like not even really beef because one of them is just totally always blowing them out of the water. But I love that like she's like, honey, can you unscrew the light bulb from the fridge? I seem to have missed that one. And then you see them later and he's literally holding a fucking like giant candlestick holder because there's no lights on in the house. I love that.
Yep.
Mick, you
like
look
this
like
movie.
you're slowly dying out. Like you're
It's Cursed
bleeding
Christmas,
out.
man. It's like, I thought it was a funny idea, and it's
Wait
actually...
until I tell him that we're actually not taking a break.
The curse is on us. We are the cursed ones.
I'm having a
That's
great
what this
time,
is.
guys. Honestly,
And Alexis
if there's
is loving every
anything
moment
putting-
of it.
Yeah, if there's anything putting me in the Christmas spirit, it's all these movies about people not being in the Christmas spirit and then being reminded that you're supposed, like, it's important and for like real reasons.
Yeah, but okay, all right. This is
Get it
what
all
I
out.
find interesting
all out,
about
buddy.
A Cursed Christmas, is I would like to analyze this a little bit. Every movie, with maybe the exception of the last movie that we're going to review, which I'm not going to say because we haven't announced it yet, okay? But all of the movies that are currently slotted for this month, Alexis, unironically, more or less, sees immense merit in those films. She understands why these movies were made. She understands the target audience. She gets it. And I just want to analyze, how is it that every movie that we're talking about at Cursed Christmas, Alexis is like, yeah, I saw that on the big screen. Looked great. Love it.
You know, there's not a shit ton of things that me and my mom do actually agree on, but her excitement over Christmas movies has been something that she's somehow like slightly passed on to me. I don't know how it happened. It's almost like photosynthesis or something. Like I've slowly absorbed it over time. And as I age, I'm becoming more and more soft to Christmas movies. I just love them. They make me cry. I cry in The Grinch. Like I tear up every single time she sings her little song. I tear up in the other movie we're going to be talking about next. I cry every time I see the movie.
Alexis, not to spoil anything, but I have a guest for next episode who 100% agrees with you.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, who's the guest?
I'm not going to tell you. It's a surprise for the next episode.
This is what a lobotomy feels like. It hurts. Like it's right above my right eye.
It's interesting to hear Mick say all of this because generally I tend to be on the same page about.
Yeah.
I don't really. Not only do I not really like Christmas movies,
But no, I'm so
You know
sorry.
what? This is
This
actually,
not-
I
this
feel
is
like
not
this
my
is how
issue.
I felt when
I'm
you guys
not
were making all the
anti-Christmas
boat
movies.
jokes during Mix Month. You know, I like
Here's
the
the
movies.
thing.
The boat jokes, I felt like somebody was taking a saw to my fucking frontal lobe.
Here's the thing. I am not anti-Christmas movies, and I want that stated for the fact.
Yeah,
Like,
we know you love The
it's-
Bishop's Wife. You like It's a
Right,
Wonderful
I even
Life.
watched that last night. Yeah,
You're
like
just-
well, it's okay. But there are classic Christmas films that are great and they should be watched with your family with the Yuletide log. But why?
I took a Yuletide log in the toilet this morning.
It all comes back to poop.
Yay!
But
Poop is funny.
The issue I'm raising is not that, oh, why do you love Christmas movies? It's why do you love these ones? That is the caveat.
Okay,
I'm
I
not
would only
anti-Christmas.
say that
I'm
there's
anti-crapness.
One movie here that I absolutely love, and it is this one. That, you know, and then after that would be the next one that we're covering. And
Which
then-
is which you're not helping your case.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're like my all-time favorite Christmas movies. It's a Wonderful Life would be like one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies. I'm like, I have a semblance of taste, but I'm not afraid to say that I also love this, okay? And I stand by that.
I mean, I okay.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I'm a fan of this movie.
Okay. I respect
Mick,
it.
would you say that of all of the movies we're covering this month, this film has the most craft on display? Think about
The
what
most craft? Yes. No, I would agree with that.
Okay.
No, 100%.
That's all I wanted. That's
Yeah.
all I needed.
That's not a victory.
It
Don't
kinda is.
don't cackle like it's a victory.
Yeah, we just won. Took a dub. Huge dub, boss man.
Did I not volunteer?
Is it
about
or is it not the
10
best
minutes
movie
ago?
that we're talking about this month?
About 10 minutes ago, I volunteered that the set design, production design, the makeup are fantastic.
Hey, Carrie.
I will
Committed performance from Carrie.
Yeah, I will give credit where credit is due. I will say that in terms of craftsmanship, this is the best out of the four turds that we're reviewing.
So let's get into it. I think we can get into it. So you may have heard Mick say the best of four turds that we are reviewing. And that is because it is now my pick. And, you know...
God, you're just cackling the whole time. You're this evil... You are the Snowmeister. That's what she is. I'm Mr. White Christmas.
So,
I'm Mr. Snow.
I took this assignment very seriously in terms of what screams a cursed Christmas to me. And there
It's
were
only
a
just
few,
starting.
There were a few contenders for this final episode. One that I thought of last night that we're not doing, but is incredibly cursed, is the Santa Claus 2.
Starring Tim Allen.
That's
where you
true.
have horrifying plastic Tim Allen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
evil.
But,
Do you like that movie?
That one is actually a little unsettling.
Okay.
I thought there's a couple movies with far more horrifying plastic people
Yeah.
that are also, at least one of them, completely fucking narratively unintelligible and void
Look, she's
of
still giggling.
void
She's
of
still giggling
any
in the back.
thematic weight or worth.
God.
And it has a companion film that is a bastardization of a story that I've seen interpreted incredibly well on screen.
Starring Jim Carrey.
So, next week, our final episode of 2023. We're doing a double feature, baby.
Yep.
And that will be...
We're doing it for you,
of
fans.
2004's The Polar Express, starring mostly Tom Hanks, and 2009's A Christmas Carol, starring mostly Jim Carrey, but also Gary Oldman and Colin Firth.
Oh, interesting.
And both of these films are directed by the incomparable Mr. Robert Zemeckis, who directed one of my favorite films of all time, but these are not that.
Yeah.
You can find The Polar Express on Hulu and Max, and you can find A Christmas Carol on Disney+. Well, we are ending the month. We're just getting started. The beatings will continue until morale improves.
I'm realizing we're only halfway there.
Yeah.
Like, this is awful. Why did I do this? Why did I suggest Cursed Christmas?
Yeah, this was
This was
your
your
idea.
idea.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you made this bed. Now fucking sit in it.
I am
Who's
sitting
our
in it.
guest?
I am tied to the bedpost right now.
I'll announce our guest when we wrap.
Okay.
But if you want to find us, the Film Majors, on social media, you can find us at Film Majors Pod on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok. And if you want to shoot us an email, tell us what's a cursed Christmas film that you love to hate, or what's a cursed Christmas film that, much like Alexis, you love to love. Just let us know. Shoot us an email at filmmajorspod@gmail.com. And with that, I think I'm going to blow on my snowflake and get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Happy holidays, folks.
Bye.